Mel Gibson calls out Oprah's secret plan no one knows. What if I told you that Mel Gibson has been secretly exposing Hollywood's dark secrets and now he's calling out Oprah Winfrey for her hidden ties to it all? While Oprah's carefully crafted public image as a philanthropist is well known, there's been some shocking behind-the-scenes activity tied to her that could change how we view her empire. From her controversial ties to powerful figures in Hollywood to a string of scandals surrounding her various projects, it seems like there's more than meets the eye. So, why is Mel Gibson speaking out now, and what does Oprah have to do with the truth being uncovered in Hollywood? Stick around, because the shocking connections will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. But before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the shocking truths hidden behind Hollywood's glitz and glamour. Mel Gibson has always been the type to speak his mind, especially when it comes to Hollywood's dirty laundry. He's no stranger to controversy, but lately his claims about the evils of Hollywood are catching fire once again. And the reason? A movie you've probably heard of, Sound of Freedom, directed by Alejandro Monteverde. This movie dives into the harrowing world of child trafficking, telling the real story of Tim Ballard, a former U.S. federal agent who risks it all to rescue children from sex trafficking in Latin America. The Sound of Freedom was anything but straightforward. The movie was completed in 2018 and was originally set to be released by 20th Century Fox. But then Disney acquired Fox and shelved the project entirely. The film's producers had to self-fund the process of buying back the rights from Disney, and only after a long battle were they successful. The movie's total production cost ended up being just under $15 million, pennies by Hollywood standards. Without the backing of a major studio, the producers turned to grassroots effort and word of mouth to promote the movie. Ironically, all the blocking, censorship, and attacks against the film only made it more popular. It sailed past $100 million at the domestic box office, even outpacing Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning in its opening weeks. An outcome no one expected. Disney could have supported the film and led the charge in protecting children, given their reputation as a children's entertainment giant. But their decision to suppress the movie instead has sparked questions. Why try so hard to block a film that brings awareness to such an important issue? If Disney has nothing to hide, what are they so afraid of? Here's where it gets even juicier. Netflix and Amazon both passed on Sound of Freedom. Why? Not because they didn't think the message was important, but because they didn't think it would make money. At the time, no one expected this movie to become the viral sensation and box office hit that it eventually turned into. For Netflix and Amazon, it seemed like a safe financial decision, and Disney's 20th Century Studios, they didn't even want to touch it, showing zero interest in distributing the film. The irony, all these missed opportunities only made the film's success even sweeter, and left everyone wondering how they could have been so wrong. If you're finding this as fascinating as we do, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think more studios should have taken the chance on Sound of Freedom? We'd love to hear your take. Now let's get back to it. This controversy has only amplified Mel Gibson's support for Sound of Freedom. He's been vocal on social media, urging people to watch the film and join the fight against child trafficking. His advocacy has reignited a decades-old conversation about the corrupt underbelly of Hollywood, particularly after a 1998 interview surfaced where Gibson describes Hollywood as being controlled by elites. His comments, once dismissed, now seem eerily prescient. Is Gibson hinting that Sound of Freedom is exposing the very darkness he's been warning about for years? The film itself has not been without criticism. While it has moved many audiences, critics claim it paints an overly dramatic or even inaccurate picture of human trafficking. Still, those criticisms haven't stopped the film from igniting a much-needed conversation. Reports of strange incidents at theaters, such as people being removed from screenings or air conditioning being mysteriously turned off, have only fueled speculation that powerful forces want the movie silenced. Why? Is the movie hitting too close to home for some of Hollywood's biggest players? Speaking of Hollywood elite, let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. She's built a multi-billion-dollar empire with a carefully curated public persona of being a force for good. But when you dig deeper, there are serious questions about her connections to some of Hollywood's most controversial figures. Take Harvey Weinstein, for example. Oprah, a longtime advocate for women's empowerment, maintained a public friendship with Weinstein even as allegations against him began to pile up. Some accused Oprah of knowing about Weinstein's predatory behavior towards young women for decades and doing nothing about it. When the allegation of Weinstein's history of sexual abuse and harassment came to light in late 2017, Oprah posted on Facebook saying, "I've been processing the accounts of Harvey Weinstein's hideous behavior and haven't been able to find the words to articulate the magnitude of the situation." Despite her statement, critics questioned why someone so deeply involved in women's rights and empowerment failed to act earlier. Weinstein's behavior was described as Hollywood's worst-kept secret, yet Oprah continued to associate with him until it was no longer tenable. Her appearance at the 2018 Golden Globes, where she gave a powerful speech about female empowerment and the Time's Up movement, left many applauding for her advocacy, but others criticized what they saw as hypocrisy. How could Oprah champion a movement against sexual harassment while maintaining ties to someone like Weinstein for so long? Her connection to him has left many questioning whether her support for social causes is genuine or merely part of her public relations strategy. And there's more. Oprah's ties to João Teixeira de Faria, better known as John of God, raised even more eyebrows. For over 4 decades, John of God ran a controversial healing clinic in the small Brazilian town of Aba de Anha. Thousands of people from all over the world flocked to his compound, hoping for miraculous cures for diseases like cancer and blindness. In 2010, Oprah visited his clinic and aired a special title, "Do You Believe in Miracles?" On her show, she described feeling an overwhelming sense of peace after witnessing one of his bizarre, unproven procedures. This appearance on Oprah's platform boosted Faria's reputation, bringing in even more visitors and celebrities like Naomi Campbell. But in 2018, Faria's world came crashing down. He was arrested and later convicted of sexually abusing hundreds of women. Among the charges, he was found guilty of rape through deception, and rape of a vulnerable individual, receiving a prison sentence of 118 years, 6 months, and 15 days. The rulings covered 17 cases. In addition to several other criminal sentences already against him, he was also accused of running an international baby trafficking ring from his compound. While Oprah publicly expressed her support for Faria's victims after his conviction, her decision to give him such a prominent platform in the first place remains deeply troubling. How could someone with Oprah's influence not see the warning signs? The controversies don't end there. Oprah's philanthropic efforts, like the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, also faced intense scrutiny. The academy, which Oprah funded with $40 million of her own money, was meant to be a beacon of hope for underprivileged girls. But less than a year after its grand opening, the school was rocked by allegations of sexual and physical abuse by a dormitory matron. 6 students, personally chosen by Oprah, come forward with accusations, forcing her to address the scandal publicly. While Oprah worked to resolve the situation, critics began questioning whether the academy was truly about empowering girls or simply another way to bolster her image. Now, with the release of Sound of Freedom, these past associations are being revisited. Mel Gibson's outspoken criticism of Hollywood's corrupt systems align with the very issue the film seeks to address. Is Oprah merely caught in the crossfire, or is her image of philanthropy hiding something darker? The parallels are difficult to ignore. The truth is, Sound of Freedom isn't just about child trafficking. It's about exposing the structure that allows such atrocities to persist. As more people continue to watch the film, the conversation is shifting. How many powerful figures are complicit in these scandals? How far do these connections go? And why are certain companies and individuals so determined to keep films like this out of the spotlight? One thing is certain. Mel Gibson is not backing down, and the truth about Hollywood's hidden secrets is beginning to surface. Whether it's about Sound of Freedom, Oprah Winfrey, or the elites running the show, the cracks in Hollywood's facade are growing. Could this be the moment that finally forces accountability in an industry that has long avoided it? So now, as we keep peeling back the layers of this Hollywood conspiracy, the truth seems far more complicated than we've been told. What do you think? Is Oprah part of the problem, or is she just a pawn in a larger game? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into Hollywood's most shocking secrets.